the project lead at this point, so Ali, I'll turn it over to you.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commissioners. Thank you for having us. As you recall, we were here about 4 or 5 months ago. We gave you a project update. We asked you a few things that we wanted, mainly to look at our traffic management plan. We have worked with the city staff, with the fire and police department, and we have implemented the changes we wanted. We implemented everybody's comment. We are here basically to give you a little brief presentation, giving you the schedule. You had requested Commissioner Rossi for us to add a few areas to the project for improvements. We have done that. So we are here to basically give you a brief synopsis of where we are and what the schedule is and what you could expect from us. Basically, this is North Roosevelt Boulevard project. The project calls for original limits was from US 1 all the way to Jose Marti Drive. Mostly it's called for reconstruction, which includes removal of the seawall, reconstruction of the promenade, lighting, 4 through lanes, 11-foot lane each, and 10-foot turn lane in the middle. The length of the project originally was about 13,000 linear feet. The apartments project budget was about $19 million at this time. The limits are shown in the yellow area on this display. We also added the red part, which is from US 1 to Riviera Channel. There are some drainage issues. We will do some milling and resurfacing. We replaced the drainage inlets and create a brand new outfall to Riviera Channel. So the backup that we have now, it would not happen again. Next. These are basically the overall project highlights. The location, the seawall, I told you, new drainage system, new sidewalk along the business sides, new signalizations, mast arm at 8 locations. There is currently 7 locations. We will put 1 more signal at the Sears Town entrance. New lighting, new signing and pavement marking, and new landscaping on the promenade area. This is our current schedule. Production complete date is March 2011. Basically, that's the date we have done all of our design, engineering, permitting, environmental, utility work, and the plans will be shipped to Tallahassee for advertising. The next date is about letting date, which is July 2011. That date currently is June 22nd, 2011. It's a 60-day ad, and the process we go to select a contractor, and after the bid protest process is over, the July 22nd is the letting date. We normally, after the letting date, we have a 45 to 90 days for the contractor to mobilize and construction begin. So as of right now, our schedule of begin construction is late September, October of next year, 2011. The construction cost overall is $25.7 million. That is about $19 million for the department. We have got improvements requested by the city, force main, this is roughly about $1.6 million. And Florida Keys Aqueduct, they're going to update their system. The cost of that project is about $3.2 million. All of these improvements would be led and will be done with 1 contract. Construction durations, basically we estimate from 700 to 880 days. But because we have changed our main street traffic, we believe we're going to reduce the numbers from 150 days to 200 days from these dates. And we expect construction to begin now November of 11. This is basically the typical section. On the left side, you see the promenade, the same existing facility you have, the same typical section, roughly about 18, 19 feet. You'll have a 6-foot sidewalk to the land side, 2 11-foot through lanes, a 10-foot turn lane. And the areas where we may not be able to have a sidewalk, you see the lower left, lower part, your right side, you'll see there's no sidewalk. And that is if the property owners do not grant us the easements we need to build a sidewalk on, we will have that with no sidewalk. Next. This is overall 3-dimensional view that you basically how you will see it, and you'll see the lights and you will see the landscaping and the promenade. Next. The construction, what we will plan to do is basically maintain 2 lanes, US 1 entering right turn, basically on Roosevelt Boulevard. We maintain a 6-foot sidewalk in the middle, and the area is hashed is basically construction zone. The first year of the project is basically construction of the seawall, a portion of the promenade, and a portion of the roadbed. And the second phase would be on the other side. The promenade is built. We basically maintain traffic along promenade, and we build the landside, sidewalk, and the roadway. That's phase 2. Our detour basically would be, as I mentioned, from US 1, the yellow line with the arrows will be 2-lane right into the city. We will basically have Flagler Avenue and A1A as our detour to get folks out of town. As part of this project, the portion from Yellow to the very south end of Roosevelt Boulevard, the portion that requires milling and resurfacing, we will do that. That's the first work we're going to do. That 4,000 or 5,000 feet that needs, right now is falling apart. We're going to mill and resurface that one first. Then we're going to implement the detour. So the first work actually will be that piece of work. Our detour would be placed and the signing. That's the overall project. Next.
Excuse me one second. Did you say 2 lanes coming into town?
That's correct.
With none leaving town?
Pardon me?
With no lanes leaving town on the boulevard?
Correct. That's basically, Roosevelt Boulevard north part would be 2 lanes into town, and to get out, we will basically provide Flagler detours and the Roosevelt Boulevard, South Roosevelt Boulevard to get out. A portion of North Roosevelt Boulevard from Eisenhower to 1st Street was requested by the emergency folks, police, and fire department to be maintained 1 lane either direction, and we have done that. That piece is going to be 2 lanes. During construction, basically access to all businesses will be open. We will also provide signs with the specific name of the business at their entrance, so people who want to go, they will see these signs. We have a standard signs. This is blue background with white lettering on it, basically directing people with the name of actual business on it. This is we have 3 options for the sidewalk on the land side. Most of it is basically we were able to get permit. It will be within our right-of-way. And that's what you'll see. There are options. Basically, we will build a 6-foot sidewalk, and we have a 4-to-1 harmonization, which basically we have to deal with the property owners. We are giving them a licensing agreement, which will basically harmonize. If there is grass, we'll replace it with grass. If there's asphalt, we'll replace it with asphalt. If it is concrete, we'll replace it with concrete, or however property owners want it. If there are drainage issues, basically we'll have what we call a backyard drain. So we'll handle the drainage that they come, if there's a drainage issue. We'll provide drain in their, on back of the sidewalk, so they will not be flooded. Option number 2 would be basically we could also have a drop-off up to 10 inches. Anything 10 inches and below, we could have this typical section and the back of sidewalk, which basically, that is the 10 inches drop-off. And there will be no harmonization. That's the second option. The third option is that if the drop-off is over 10 inches and the property owners do not wish us to go inside their property and harmonize, we will have a handrail. That is our standards that basically we will employ. The next. And if there's a driveway, basically the same thing. We will make sure that the driveway is built. There's a drop curb in front of the driveways. We have maintained all the driveways on the current locations. We have met with a lot of property owners talking about their driveways. And there will be harmonization, again, 4-to-1 or something that it will go with the property and the type of driveway. That is the next one. And these are the standard lights. We are going to provide new lighting on both sides of the Roosevelt Boulevard. With that, basically, I leave it open for any questions you may have, any suggestions you may have.